Can't tell if I misread this pullback or not. Looking like I slightly misread it. I flipped long on my Ethereum here. I closed my short, flipped long. I also flipped long on Bitcoin. But it looks like it's starting to bleed a little too heavy. I might have misread the dip, but we'll see how it plays out. It was looking like it was finding a lot of support. I like the 30-minute pivot. I like the 1 hour resting on the 50. You also had that 1 hour doji. You had a beautiful buy pressure on both those wicks. 5 minute had a nice pivot. You were bouncing off of it. Ethereum, same thing. 5 minute, nice pivot. I did not see this 15-minute pivot on Ethereum when I flipped long. So if I saw this pivot here, I probably would not have flipped long. But it does look like it is finding support, so I'm going to hold on to it for now. We'll see how it plays out. If you're just coming in or you're watching the VOD, today we will be going over our monthly report for September. I will be going over all of our trades that were posted in Discord. I'm going to try to remember what the thought process was behind these trades, but it would take probably 3 times as long if I went back into the Discord and really looked through all these trades and went over them 100%. So best way to get that knowledge is being in the Discord as the trades happen, because I'm not going to be able to go over all the trades 100%. But I'm going to go over them to the best of my memory. So yeah, we're going to do our monthly report. I'm going to be going over what I talked about yesterday. It's going to look like this once we have the written report finished. We're going to be going over how many trades we took, win, loss, win rate, overall net gain, overall net loss, profit factor, and then the overall account gain for September. And then I'm going to talk to Sticky, see what his net gain was as well. That's what we're going to go over on stream today. I'm also going to talk about some basic analysis like we do every stream. I'm actually in a few trades right now, but I've been trading very actively already. We're already up over 13% on October. Day 1, already up over 13%. So October is looking like it's going to be a good month if this continues. We would be up way more, but sadly, I had a long trigger placed on this high here to go long to play the Bulldog. So if we broke the high here, I wanted to go long and then target 88 to 9,000. But it did what Bitcoin does best, and it scam wicked us. So we did get wicked on that. So I got filled on my long. Oh, but overnight, that big long that I've been building for the past couple weeks, I closed it for a small profit. Or actually, I hedged it 100% when it was slightly in profit. So I hedged it with a short 100%. And then when it started pulling back, I closed the long, and then I went fully short. And we went short pretty heavy. I was short 3.5x a normal size position. And then overnight, I set a trigger to long 1.5x if we broke. So what it did was it triggered my long 1.5x. Funny thing is, it did not trigger my close of my short, thank God. If it triggered the close of my short, this would have been a really bad trade. But it did not trigger my stop loss on my short. So we were able to hold our short. And I closed 43% here on a take profit. And I just closed another 30% on that pullback. But it looks like I read that pullback wrong here. It looks like it's going to continue downward. So this looked like it was a little bit of accumulation. We were seeing some buy pressure. So I went ahead and closed a little bit. And I actually flipped long on Ethereum. I was short Ethereum from the high. I flipped long on Ethereum. But it is looking like I misread that. So this is my Ethereum trade. I closed half on a take profit, about 3%. I closed another half at about 4%. Very nice trade. Literally no drawdown, basically. I had 0.29% drawdown. But it looks like, as I said, I misread this a little bit. So we'll see how it reacts to this buy pressure. I have a trigger to flip short. I posted it in Discord. If you're in Discord, check my trades. Hey, Dr. Brahms, he said you nailed it yesterday with your bullish prediction for today. Congrats. Hey, man, I appreciate that. Yeah, we made good money overnight. We made really good money overnight. Moneybag, what's going on, man? Yeah, so right now, not including my current positions, including my closed positions. Let me pull up the calculator here.
5-minute Bulldog or what?
Yeah, I was watching that. It's actually a 1-minute Bulldog. It's clean as hell. So as of right now, we're up 12.8% on day one. So massive. Looking really good. I think what I'm going to do is, I don't know if I want to continue to use 2 accounts. I've already migrated most of my Coinbase account into my main account. And I think I'm going to migrate my high-risk account into my main account. And I'm just going to use 1 account. Basically, what I was using the high-risk account for, I was talking about this in Discord, talked about this on stream. I was using that account to test out a risk management strategy. And I was using that account to kind of fix some of my trading issues. Mainly my hesitation. I found that I was hesitating a lot. I would find really good trades, and I would just sit there and kind of hesitate and not take it. So what I did was I opened up a high-risk account, and I basically, whenever I had a feeling where I looked at a chart and I said that looks like a good trade, I instantly took the trade without question. And that account did extremely well. We did over 250%. Hold on, let me check the channel real fast because I posted it. Yeah, 254% in the first 2 months. We averaged 4.62% a day. That was trading pretty high leverage, about 5x per trade. Then I lowered the leverage down to about 1 to 3x to mimic my main account. I wanted to see if I could get the same results if I traded with my low leverage as I do on my main. And then we did 20% gain, 22% gain in September, and then 45% gain, 22% in August, and 45% gain in September. So mimicking that low leverage that I use on my main account, I was still able to see very high results. So now that experiment is kind of over, I'm probably going to migrate those funds into my main account and just trade on my main.
Hourly inverted Bulldog.
Yeah. Pretty rough. I really like where the hourly is. I really like this dip. It's like, so like if this was a perfect low, this would be a beautiful Bulldog. You could even consider this the head. So you could do like the head here. Because you have a double bottom and do a bull flag. That's why I didn't hesitate on this and I flipped long immediately. Even though the OTS is turning black, I really like this dip. We just need to see the buyers come in. I think if the SPY wasn't dumping so hard and the markets weren't looking so bearish.
I think when the markets close, if the SPY can like get back over 295, we'll see continuation after it closes.
Yeah. So once Bitcoin starts to calm down a little bit here, we'll go over our monthly report. I don't want to get distracted because I'm in 3 separate trades right now. So we're gonna pay attention to the charts for a little bit. Then once it calms down, or starts going my direction at least, we will do our report. I really don't like seeing this on Ethereum. We're flipping this pivot. I really wish I saw this 15-minute pivot. I don't know how I missed it. I've been very good recently with looking at multiple time frames and keeping track of everything I need to keep track of. But for some reason, I did not see this pivot. And this pivot is beautiful. So I ended up flipping long where this pivot was rejecting. So that was a bad move. Yeah, Ethereum is getting hit here, mainly because of that 5-minute pivot failure. As long as Bitcoin can hold this range low, or sorry, range high, which was a range low actually, it's looking really good. But if it starts to break this range low, we could be heading back down towards the low levels. Okay, I actually do like this. We have a bull div incoming. It's not confirmed. 15-minute bull div as well. Okay, so I really like this dip now. This dip looks a lot better.
Check out the 12-hour Momo as well.
On Ethereum or Bitcoin?
Ethereum.
Yeah, Ethereum's already flipped bullish. This is what I was talking about last week when I was talking about how I thought Ethereum was going to outperform Bitcoin, which it has. Because if you look at the momentum on the Momo, it's much cleaner. The Momo on Bitcoin was much lower. We were down towards that -10 range. But then if you look at Ethereum, we were completely making a higher low. We've already flipped on Ethereum. We have flipped on Bitcoin as well. Bitcoin's at 5, Ethereum's at 8.2. So Ethereum it got very close to entering that really strong range above 10, but it wasn't able to break 10. We saw that sell signal on the OTS. You hit the trail, you hit the 50 EMA perfectly, and then you failed downward. I really liked that short on Ethereum last night. I looked at most time frames. The 4-hour pivot was clean. The 1 hour had a massive bear div. The 1 hour bear div was my trigger. It was what made me short. You had a massive bear div here on the 1 hour Momo. I started shorting Ethereum there. And then we took profit on this dip here. A really clean move. You also had a 15-minute bear div, which confirmed the 1 hour bear div. You also saw a complete shift in the OTS. OTS went white to black. You also saw that pivot get flipped. So everything told you to short here on Ethereum, and that's exactly what I did. Basically, nothing major has changed in my trading the past few months except for a new risk management system. I've just been eliminating my hesitation, and it seems like it's greatly improved my trading. I've also been going to the gym a lot, which probably definitely helps. Yeah, I love this on Bitcoin now. Massive bull div coming in on the 5-minute. Not confirmed, so like we talked about yesterday, when you see bull divs like this, when they're not confirmed, there's two scenarios. It can either nuke heavily, and this momentum becomes massively bearish, and it does not complete that div, or it can start to play out as a normal div. So trading these preemptively could be a little scary, because if they do go against you, it's going to go against you very heavily. It's very rare that you see a Momo div and it doesn't play out unless you're in a really strong trend. If it's a pullback or like an exhaustion phase, the bull divs or bear divs will typically always play out. But if you're in a really strong trend, that's typically only when you will see them fail.
3-hour trail is good on Ethereum too.
Yeah, I was watching that. It was giving buy signals. That's another thing I've been doing a lot recently. I've been making sure I click through like all these time frames. Make sure I'm watching all the major pivots, the trails, what color the OTS is. The OTS color is one of the main factors in my trading. Basically, whatever the Momo is doing with the OTS color is my main trigger. And then looking for divergence. It's pretty funny because my trading's been very good the past few months, but I feel like it's less stressful. It feels like I'm not putting as much effort into it, but I'm trading better, if that makes sense. Like, it just feels like it's cleaner. Starting to look a little scary here. It needs to push up. You're seeing sell pressure come in. Okay, you're confirming. You need to get a candle above this pivot, though. This is scary because this is where it would reject the div. So if it wants to reject the div here, you're gonna see a nuke candle. It's gonna go down to like 82.40, 82.30. Which it looks like it's starting to do already. Yeah, div is being rejected. What's Ethereum doing? Ethereum's still waiting. Yeah, this is the scariest part about the div. These little dojis are where it confirms or denies. If Ethereum rejects this div, I'm gonna close it. Yeah, you want to watch 82.40. That looks like where it's going. Massive sell pressure coming in. Yeah, I misread this pullback. I should have waited to close my second piece here. Gave up about 0.5%. That's not too bad. I'm still holding about 30 to 40%. So it's not too crazy. Yeah, I'm holding actually a little less than 30. Yeah, it's rejecting here. So you're gonna want to watch 82.40. What's Ethereum doing? Same thing, basically. See, Ethereum is actually holding up better. And Ethereum's been leading Bitcoin recently, so this might be indicating that this is actually just forming a stronger div. You have slight walls below Ethereum, but they're pretty low. They're at 172, 171. I don't like this doji failure because this is a micro pullback. I talk about this a lot on bullish. You don't see them very often on bearish, but this is the same exact pattern. You see a very strong engulfing candle, and then you see a doji that forms right at that higher low, and then you see a break. Yeah, so it's rejecting this div. Watch Ethereum here. There's 82.40. Okay, here's your bounce. That's good. You still could be forming a div. Oh wow, that actually hit my trigger to go short, but it did not trigger. That's actually good. That's really good. Look at this. That actually hit my trigger, but did not fill. 82.63 was my trigger. It actually got down to 82.62.5, but it did not trigger. If it moves down again, it will trigger. That's actually hilarious. I would have just triggered at the bottom. It would have faked me out twice today. It would have faked me out at the high, it would have faked me out at the low. Okay, beautiful. That's exactly what you wanted to see. I said 82.40, it hit 82.40. You broke it by $7, and now you're flipping, so beautiful. You have a beautiful dragonfly on the 5-minute. That's very, very good for a div. Beautiful on the 15. You have no div on the 15, though. Bitcoin doesn't have a div. Ethereum does, though. Ethereum does have a div on the 15. Ethereum has flipped. You're going bullish here. Beautiful.
Ethereum's way easier to play without those like 1% chop.
Yeah. Oh, I've been finding my Ethereum trades are ridiculous. Like
That's why I switched. Like I noticed it like last month too. It was just a lot more confluent with the our OTS and
yeah, we'll count them when I'm doing the report here, but I think I rarely lost Ethereum trades in September. I think my Ethereum trades were almost all winners. Beautiful div. That really would have sucked if it triggered my December. That is hilarious. It actually pushed through my trigger by 50 cents, but because it's a market trigger, it has to trigger both the mark and the index prices or whatever you have chosen, and it didn't trigger both of them, so I got saved by BitMEX's system there. That's only happened to me about 3 or 4 times in the past. Damn, I'd be pissed right now. This is actually really good. I would not be a happy person right now if that triggered me at the bottom. Because I got scam wicked on the high, and then it would have literally scam wicked me on the bottom, so today would be a rough day. Today, about $7, or what did I say on... Yeah, I think it was $7. No, 17. So today, $17 was the difference between me having a good day and a bad day. Because this almost closed my short completely, and then this would have just hit my short. So I would have got stopped out at the high, and I would have shorted the bottom. But just a few dollars. This shows that I'm playing these levels correctly, but I'm playing them too tight. I need to widen my levels.
not enough liquidity. That's the problem.
Yeah, exactly. The levels I'm watching are spot on. I'm just playing them way too tight. It's fucking Alameda, man. They're too good. They're too good at market making and taking all the arbitrage. I was watching that interview, and he's basically just talking about arbitrage the entire time. That's all they do is basically multi-market arbitrage.
Yeah, that's probably why they're in China too.
Yeah, he said they have to have businesses and employees in like different countries to do business. So they're basically like worldwide. Oh, I need to show Discord that I wasn't triggered there. They'll probably think I got triggered. Literally, my biggest loss is, I need to stop doing this. My biggest loss is for even October, just today, and then last month, are from me deciding where the breakout point is and setting my triggers to fill during the breakout. And I keep getting scam wicked. So I need to stop doing that. But it's just like FOMO. I don't want to miss out of these trades. They're such clean trades. But I keep getting scam wicked, so seems like I just need to stop putting in stop markets. Do you have any quants in your trading group? No, we're not. We're working on like algorithms and stuff in the background, but we're not like full-on quants. That's something we are going to be working to pretty heavily in the future. We already have our indicators that are basically good enough to be algos. We just need to design strategies that fit the indicators, which I'm currently working on already. I already have an indicator that is basically the first step of building an algo, building a bot, which I'm still testing. It still has a few bugs that I haven't had the time to fix, but it has been running quite well. But it's really hard to build bots when my discretionary trading is doing so well. Because typically, if your discretionary trading is doing bad, that's when you want to start algo trading and you want to start bot trading. It definitely takes a lot of stress off you as a trader. But my discretionary trading has been exceptional the past few months, so it's hard for me to push towards an algo right now. Shit. Excuse me. Alright, we flipped this pivot. That's beautiful. 15-minute bull div, flipping the pivot. Looking really good. We're still black on the OTS, which I don't like. We need to flip that into an uptrend. We're still not even white on the 1 minute, so... If this breaks 83, we should flip white on the 1 minute. We'll see how it plays.
Yeah, it's the same thing on the SPY. We're rejecting 294. It's about the same level as Bitcoin at 83.
Yeah, I don't even want to look at my Zuo position. It's probably literally retraced completely. It's just a mistrade. I've been so focused on crypto. I should have just taken profit and just let it do whatever.
You had the November expiry, right?
I have December. Yeah, I've definitely.
Oh, okay.
I might even honestly be at a loss. This is retraced so hard. Let's see. It's just laziness on my part. Been too focused on. No, I'm still positive, actually. I'm up.
Yeah, if you're far out, they're not going to get affected that heavily.
I'm up 20%. I was up 120, so I could have definitely taken massive profit. It's not a huge position, so even though I was up 120%, it wasn't like I think when I was up 120%, it was only like I think 7 to 10% of my account gain, which is pretty massive in one trade. But it wasn't enough for me to like close it instantly. Options. See, like, I've gotten rid of that hesitation in crypto for the most part, but options, I fucking can't get rid of that hesitation. And I talked about it back when me, you, and JMA me and you started trading options when JMA joined us. With options, I look at the expiration date and I'm like, fuck, man, I've got so much time to hold this. It can keep running. It can keep doing this. I just can't close the fucking trade. I don't know why. I just cannot close the trade.
Yeah, the first month I was doing options. My fault was playing short-term price action, but buying far out options.
Yeah, I was doing the. Yeah, well, that no, exactly. That's what I was. Yeah, we were both doing that. We were looking at like, oh, this will do this by tomorrow, but then we were buying options for like a month or two out. Hey, respect what's going on, man. He said, I feel like the strike prices on options are wonky on crypto. I've never touched them, but Sticky's been trading them. He's actually been doing pretty well.
If you're marketing and yeah, and you're on Dare a bit, it's like anywhere from a 5 to 10% premium depending on the strike. They're European options too, so just got to keep that in mind. But if you got into the October 4th Ethereum like 170s on Sunday, you'd be up like 300, 400%.
This Crave sweet Chipotle beef jerky is the best beef jerky I've ever had.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh yeah, you're vegan, sorry. Do they have vegan beef jerky?
They do, but it looks like fucking dog treats.
Yeah. Oh shit, someone's calling me. One sec.
Spy is taking a hit right now.
Sorry about that, guys. Had a phone call. Yeah, I'll show you the beef jerky. If you guys see this in your store, it's in Target and like Walmart. Actually, not Walmart. I think it's in like Target and stuff. This is the best beef jerky. So good.
I like my jerky to be like dry as hell, chewy as hell.
Yeah, this is slightly dry and chewy, but it's it's like when you, the outside of it's dry, but when you bite into it, it's got that like juicy kind of sweet taste. Bitcoin has a lot of sell pressure here because this is a really good bullish pattern and you're still seeing massive sells coming in. So you've definitely got some big players trying to sell some big positions here.
I'm kind of waiting until after the market closes and then get it. Because I think if the SPY closes bad, you'll have a better entry on Bitcoin if you want to play it to the long.
Be right back.
Red Upara, he's I believe he's still hedged on his long trade. So his long is still open. But he's hedged, so if it goes down, he'll probably just DCA more.
All right, I'm back. Did you see Moneybag's question? Probably not. It's in YouTube. He said, "Are you trying to take a long on Bitcoin?"
Yeah, after market close.
Yeah, I'm holding on to the long, Radu.
SPY is really not looking good though, so I want to see Bitcoin go back down a bit.
The Bulldog is still in play as long as we hold like 82. I really don't like this candle, but candles aside, just the formation is what you want to see. So as long as this pullback stays a pullback and you don't kind of like enter a downtrend, you're still looking really good. I would still look for like 88 to 9,000 as your take profit. You're failing the 50 EMA pretty much perfectly here. You're also failing the 50% retracement of the entire 2019 move, which you can see here. That's the fib of the entire move. You're also failing the 8 EMA on the daily, which is not good. So there is definitely a bearish case here. There's definitely a case to short this, and that's why right now I'm in short and long. I'm trading both sides because there's definitely a case to play both.
Did you leave your trigger open?
Yeah, I did. Short? Yep. I like where it's at. It's just I almost just got scam wicked. It's actually hilarious because if I actually no, I'd be pissed because I was gonna say if I longed that I would have longed the bottom, but it wouldn't have got filled. All right, if this gets it back above like this 50 EMA here, we'll start doing our monthly report. As soon as I feel safe, we'll start doing our monthly report. How's Ethereum doing? Ethereum's looking really good.
Yeah, Ethereum's bouncing pretty nice. But, oh man, you have to like put it side by side with the SPY, and it's just insane how much.
Fuck equities, man.
Oh fuck, I'm gonna overlay it actually. But yeah, fuck equities.
A couple months ago, we were saying fuck Bitcoin. Now we're saying fuck equities. Whatever makes you money.
I'm still salty about my long trade that got stopped out in like June when I was long from 77
On SPY or on Bitcoin?
on Bitcoin. Yeah.
It's so hard not to eat the whole bag of this beef jerky. Sorry guys, I didn't eat lunch, so this bag of beef jerky is my lunch. Hockey said, options have helped my discipline tons in taking profit. It's like the opposite for me, dude. Options make it so I don't ever take profit. Skin TV, what's going on, man? You said, how about another low before 9K? We definitely, like I said, dude, you definitely could see a bearish play on Bitcoin. I'm more bullish because the 3-hour and the 4-hour OTS, the trading suite, are both bullish right now. They're both white, and that is top of my list. What direction I take trades in is like the 3 and 4-hour OTS. I'm doing really good, Skin. We made some nice profit overnight. It's nice waking up to some gains. Sorry guys, I got a little bit of allergies. This spicy beef jerky is not helping. But yeah, so for the entire month of August, we did 12.5%, 12.6% gain that whole month. I'm already up that amount today. So in one day, I'm up as much as we were in August. But obviously, we're on the first day of the month. A lot can happen, so I'm not going to get too arrogant just yet.
At least until we post September monthly
Yeah,
results.
exactly, yeah.
You're back, need coffee.
Alright guys, I'm just chowing down a little bit. I usually get lunch before I start stream, but I was sitting here trading the entire day, so. Yeah, I added a little geo filter down below the stream. Just thought it'd be a little cool to see where people are watching from. Alright. I finished my beef jerky. I got my protein, you know? Actually, I wonder how many grams of protein that has. Let me check. Got about like 23 grams of protein. It's not bad. All right, Bitcoin. Just go up, man. I'm trying to make a video here. My peanut butter has like 20. Yeah, peanut butter is not bad. Peanut butter is pretty good for protein. My diet is very high in protein. I've been going to the gym a lot lately, so I'm trying to gain weight. My goal is to get to 190. I'm currently at like 176. I've already gained like 5 or 6 pounds the past month, and I have like no fat on my body, so it's pretty good. I don't play sports too much. I only play like recreationally. And if me and my friends all get together and play sports, it's usually basketball. Back when we were in high school, we used to play basketball like 2 or 3 times a week at a rec center down the street from my house. And that was pretty fun, but we're all grown up now. We all have jobs and everything, so. Yeah, boxing's not bad. I've never done any fighting sports. Because those you can't really do recreationally. Unless you and your friends want to beat each other's asses in the backyard or something. But those you kind of have to do a lot of training and stuff. Bitcoin has a lot of sell pressure here. This is a pattern that you would typically see. It would push up a lot faster than what it's doing currently. You're definitely seeing some sell pressure.
All right, I'm back.
Gotcha. Yeah, I don't think we're gonna get this move on Bitcoin. It's getting pretty bearish.
Yeah, there's no love on SPY either.
I've got multiple entries. My long, my long is 84 on perpetual. My short is 85 on December. So my short is in profit. My long is underwater. I've already hedged the entire piece of my long though. I was net short basically all night, so we're not losing any money here. We're just not making money. Glue had a new bullish trend. Let's see. Is it playing out? Yeah, it looks pretty decent. If it gets above this pivot, it could definitely fill the gap. Could be a massive move on Glue. Want to keep an eye on that. Microsoft retracing. The SPY gave us a new bearish trend back here, and it looks like it's playing out. So make sure all my alerts are reset on Bitcoin. I'm trying not to start the monthly report because I don't want it to be interrupted because I want to highlight it on stream. And when you're highlighting on Twitch, you can't trim stuff. You can only highlight in one take. So I don't want to start it and then have to have to pay attention to Bitcoin here. So I'm trying to get it to just go up and then we can start our report. Here, what I'm going to do while we're waiting, I'm going to go ahead and pull up all of our trades. Sticky, I'm going to pull up your trades as well, and then you can just kind of see if you remember your thought process. A lot of these trades I'm not going to remember, obviously, because it's been a whole month. But the best of your knowledge. It's gonna be a lot of tabs. Holy shit. Damn it, I lost count. Fuck, I was counting these and I messed myself up.
Are these from the margin trades channel?
Yeah. Probably a better way to do this instead of opening 100 tabs, but... Alright, last one, I believe. Oh, 2 left.
Do you have my trend spider one up from the one, my option?
Let me see. Is it in trade results?
Margin trades on the 14th.
I only took the ones from trade results. Let me see. The 24th or the 14th?
9/14.
This one?
Yeah.
Pull that one up. Then I also need to pull up the Coinbase one that I had. Where is that? That's in general. Here's the Coinbase one. Alright, holy shit, this is a lot of tabs. Alright, Skin. Appreciate you being here, man. I'll be right back, then we'll get started. Yeah, my allergies are fucking killing me today for some reason. Alright, let's get started. Let me go to margin trades here. Or sorry, trade results.
I think you had the first trade of the month.
Yeah, I did. And then let me, I'm gonna pull up a notepad so I can keep track of everything. This might be a little boring if you guys are watching live. I do apologize. But we're gonna go over all of our trades that we took through September, and we're gonna talk about our thought process behind them. If we can remember, like this chart here, I can't really remember my thought process behind this, so we're not gonna say too much. But we are gonna track how many were winning trades, how many were losing trades, how many trades we took overall, stuff like that. But if you guys aren't interested in this stuff, you can just come back later and watch the VOD or whatever. It's up to you guys, but this definitely will be informational to help you out. Alright, let's get started. So, let me pull up the other monthly report, make sure we're getting everything. All right, so it's going to be for September 2019. First off, let me just count the trades that we had.
I had 8 trades total.
We had 38 trades. So you had 8, I had 30, I'm guessing.
Yep.
Okay. So 38 trades. Now let me count how many of those were winners.
I had 3 losing trades.
We had 23 wins, which makes that 15 losses. How many losses did you say you had?
3.
I didn't count the Coinbase trade. So we actually have 39 trades. All right, so 39 trades, 24 wins, which gives us a 24 divided by 39, 61.5% win rate, which is pretty much spot on to our average, or my average at least. The win rate. All right, this is going to be the fun part. The net gain and net loss. I'm gonna leave up the Bitcoin chart for you guys. Sorry, I had it off earlier, but bear with me. This is gonna take probably like 5 minutes or so. Trying to calculate our net gain, net loss. Depending on how this stream goes, I probably won't do this on stream. I thought making a video for this would be better, but it might not. We'll see. We'll see how you guys like it. You guys like hearing about this stuff on stream, or would you rather me just do it off stream and then give you guys the report? Because I think having a video is definitely really helpful, especially on YouTube. Maybe the live stream is probably not that good, but having a VOD is definitely a good thing. But what I can do is I can make it a video where we're not live streaming it, and I just make it a VOD and then I upload it. That might be the best way to do it. But alright, for now, let's just do it this way. Alright, so this is going to get a little ridiculous. Let's see. Alright, so how we calculate net gain and net loss is we take our position size times our net gain or net loss. So if it's a normal position size, that counts as 1. If it's like a 2x position size, that's 2. So yada yada, stuff like that. That's how we're going to calculate it here. Do you want to go ahead and do yours while I do mine?
I'm still calculating.
Okay, yeah. Oh, and I need them separately. So, like, do the net gain and then do the net loss.
All right, you ready?
Just write it down for now. Let me finish mine.
Sent it on Discord.
Awesome. We do this to be transparent as possible, guys, and we also like having very good metrics for our group, because it helps us grow and it helps us determine what we need to work on or areas that we do very well. Almost done here, guys. Sorry about the wait. Alright, I'm done with my net gain. So mine was 51.6425. Net gain.
Is that for both ETH and Bitcoin?
Yeah, I just did them. I did them in one.
Okay, I sent mine separate.
Okay. Yeah, because mine's one wallet, so yours is 2 wallets because you're trading Deribit. So I can mark yours separately. If you guys have any questions while we're doing this, feel free to put them in chat. Sorry, it's just going to be a little boring for you guys until we start going over the trades. But this information's good to have. Let me see. I haven't done my net loss yet. Do that in a second. Let me see your net gains. I'm happy we only do this once a month because there's a lot of analytical bullshit. Let's see. Net gain. All right, so your Bitcoin is 12.67. 12.67. Your Ethereum is 41.43. He said, so I'm just getting started and looking to set aside some cash that the wife will let me make some plays with. Any minimum amount you think I should start with, either for Bitcoin or Ethereum? So minimum amounts are really hard to just put a number on. What I always tell people is it needs to be something that is big enough where you take it seriously, but small enough where if you lose it, it's not going to hurt your lifestyle. It's not going to hurt you for like years, or it's not going to damage you at all, really. The best way to look at it is like 1 week's to 2 weeks pay is something that is a serious enough amount of money that you'll take it. It's a big enough amount of money that you'll take it seriously, but it's not so much money where you're gonna hurt your life. Yes, it's 1 week, maybe 2 weeks of work, but it's at the end of the day, it's 1 week's work. You see what I mean? So whatever you make in a week or 2 weeks, if you really want to go bigger than that, you can. But I think that's a good starting point. It's like 1 to 2 weeks, however much money you make, would be a nice place to start. If that's not a whole lot of money for how much money you have, then you can throw some more money at it. But yeah, like I said, you want it to be enough to where you take it seriously. Because what people typically do is they start with such a small amount that they don't take it seriously. And they're like, oh, I'm really good at this. And then they throw a shit ton of money at it and they just lose all their money. So you definitely want to start with an amount that you're not going to just play around with it. Like when I first started trading, when I was like 16, 18, I started with $2,000, which was a lot for me. I'm in high school at the time, so $2,000 is a good chunk of change. So I was definitely taking it seriously. But like, let's say if you make $100,000 a year and you start with $500, you're not going to take that seriously. So Make sure it's relative to your income. And make sure it's not so much where you're gonna blow it up and your wife's gonna divorce you.
You also want to have like holdings. You don't want to just be trading with an entire balance.
Yeah, exactly. So like if you start with $10,000, you don't need to put $10,000 in every single trade. That's just your portfolio. That's how much your account is worth. There is very different styles of trading. You can day trade, you can swing trade, you can invest, that you can build portfolios. You really have to try a little bit of everything and see what you like. So don't start day trading with $10,000 and then blow your account up and you're like, fuck, I don't even know if I like swing trading. I don't even know if I like investing because you didn't even try it. So make sure you try a little bit of everything before you blow your account up. Or hopefully you don't blow your account up, but make sure you don't blow your account up in the first thing you try is what I'm saying. Alright, sorry, let me get back to this. Let's see. Net loss. 2.28. And then Bitcoin was 12.67. Oh, sorry, that's your gain. Net loss 4. Alright, let me do my net loss real fast, guys, and then we'll get started on the fun part, going over the trades. Sorry, it's a little boring. I know you guys are probably just sitting here looking at my screen do nothing, but it's all helpful. Oh goddamn it! I forgot to add my Coinbase trade again. Goddamn it! Where is it? It's one of these. Here it is. This was all one trade. So what percentage is this? Let's see. 10.3579 divided by 86.29. That's a 16.28%. So my net gain is actually 67.9225. 67.92. I'm just gonna put 5. Alright, that's everything. Now let me go to my net loss. And this is a good stream for people who are like just getting started in trading, because you guys need to do stuff like this. Like you need to be tracking your trades, looking at your net gain, net loss, look at your win rate. If you want to track them based on like Ethereum, Bitcoin, or whatever you're trading, different assets, you can do that. This is a really good stream for you guys, because this might be really boring, but this is the life of a trader. Like you need to get used to doing stuff like this. You are going to improve your trading far faster if you do stuff like this, or much faster than if you don't do stuff like this. If you're just like, ah, fuck it, I don't care about my metrics, I don't need to track anything, I'm just gonna do it and whatever. You're going to get so much better doing stuff like this than if you're not doing it. So if you don't like shit like this, then maybe trading's not for you. I mean, I don't like this, but I'm still doing it. So you don't have to like it, but just do it. What does a bad month look like? We'll tell you when we have one. We haven't had one just yet. We started the group in August, or little like halfway through July, so we didn't track July. August and September are only 2 months so far, and they've both been very good. But yeah, once we have a losing month, we're tracking every month. We're not going to hide it from you guys. So once we have a bad month, you guys will see. You guys know me, man. We're fully transparent. If you guys are in the Discord, you see all of our trades. There's no way for us to hide from you guys. Almost done, guys. We got a few more. Sorry, I've got a lot of trades, so it takes me a while.
Are you in a long yet?
Yeah, I'm long Bitcoin from 84. I got hit at the top, and then I added on in the dip. I'm net long, so my short is open from 85, which I actually am thinking about closing if we actually start playing out pretty soon. Alright, that's it. So my net loss was 18.6045. 18 point... What did I say?
6045.
6045.
I had vape in my mouth.
Alright, now let's do our profit factors. Profit factor. And I'll do yours separately for your accounts. Let's see. 67.925 divided by 18.6045. That is a 3.65 profit factor. $12.67 divided by 4 is a 3.1675. $3.1675. That's for Bitcoin, and then for Ethereum, $41.43 divided by 2.28. Your profit factor on Ethereum is huge. 18.17. Yeah, it seems like Ethereum is your go-to.
It's my bread and butter for sure this month.
Alright, now last but not least, the overall net gain on account. Overall net gain on account. So I have 3 accounts, so I'm going to do them all separately, and then he has Ethereum and Bitcoin because his are separate on Deribit, so we're going to do those separately. Just send me a message with your percentage net gain. Let's see. My Coinbase was just that one trade, so what did we say that one trade was? It was 16 something, let's see. So moving forward, I'm going to migrate my accounts basically all together, so I'm not going to have to do this for different accounts. Yeah, it was 16.3%. Okay, so the net gain account, or net gain on Coinbase, 16.3%. Then we have my BitMEX main account and my BitMEX high risk account. My main account, let me see. Yeah, I can check it out. Give me 1 second. Let me find these gains real fast on my main. It got fucked up in the BitMEX thing because I took a trade on October 1st, but it registered it at September 30th, so I got to do a little bit of math to cancel that trade out. God, I hate that BitMEX did that. It makes this so much harder. Alright, what am I doing wrong here? Fuck. I keep taking the wrong number. Alright, there we go. Jesus. Sorry, that took way longer than it should have. 12.6% on the main account. Or sorry, fuck. I'm dyslexic as hell. 16.2%. Almost exactly the same as my Coinbase. That's actually funny. Coinbase is 16.3. My main is 16.2. This is so irritating because here I'll show you what BitMEX. I'll show you what BitMEX did. I'm not going to show you my value, but I'll show you what's irritating about it. So what BitMEX does is it registers these dates based on when the trade I think was closed, or oh, I don't know what they do here, but this trade, like these 3 trades here, were actually in September, but it goes off UTC I think 0. So when I took these in the morning, they were technically on October 1st, but they were actually in September. So I had to recalculate that to fix these 3 trades. put them into September. Okay, so let me log into my high risk account, and then we're done with our report. We're gonna go over the trades. Really irritating that BitMEX makes you log out and then log back in. You can't have like a sub account thing like you see on Deribit.
And FTX.
Yeah, FTX as well. Alright, let's see. $47.4% on our high risk account. That's a huge month. 47.4%. Alright, so that's everything. We are done. Oh, sorry, I need to do stickies. Sorry guys, probably the most boring stream ever, but you gotta do it.
Bitcoin getting some milk. The stock guy has this milk thing in my head now.
What does that mean? It's going up or something?
Yeah, it's getting volume.
Alright, I think that's everything. Here you go. So obviously this isn't the pretty version. We're gonna have a graphic made, and then we're going to make sure I save this before I lose it.
You can also see with our results this month how we can have sort of similar ROE, but take a very different amount of trades.
Yeah. Sticky trades a lot far less than I do. That's why my gains are higher, because I risk a lot more than he does. He has lower risk because he takes less trades, so he has less exposure. But that's what he's talking about. So I had 31 trades to his 8 trades, but look at the gains. They're very similar. He's mainly trading Ethereum, and he netted 39% gain. I was mainly trading on my high risk account for the most of September until the end, and then I switched to my main. But we damn near had the same results. And look at his trades. He traded about a fourth of my trades. So you don't have to trade as actively. We have completely different trading strategies, which is good. That's why our group does so well, because we don't trade exactly the same. So if I have a bad month, it doesn't mean he's gonna have a bad month. But yeah, here it is. So 39 trades, 31 were mine, 8 were his. I had 19 wins. He had 5. I had 12 losses. He had 3. I didn't do our win rates separately, but I can do that. Our win rate together is 61.5. Let's see our win rates separately. His win rate is almost exactly the same as ours combined, 62.5. And then mine is, let's see. Mine is 61.3. Mine's a little bit lower. So my net gain, like I said earlier, the net gain and net loss is calculated as position size times your net gain or loss. So my net gain was 67.925%. My net loss was 18.6. Profit factor of 3.65. Sticky's net gain was 12.67 on Bitcoin. Net loss of 4, giving him a 3.1675 profit factor. Net gain on Ethereum was 41.43, and then his net loss was 2.28, giving him a profit factor of 18. So he has exceptional trades on Ethereum. His profit factor is almost 5 times my profit factor on my account. So he does very well on Ethereum. So this is a perfect example of why you should measure your trades, because this tells him that he should really focus mainly on Ethereum because he's doing very well on Ethereum. He's not doing bad on Bitcoin, but he's doing very good on Ethereum. So if you have to focus your attention somewhere, you should be focusing it on Ethereum. And then our overall net gain on account, I had 3 separate accounts. My Coinbase was my long-term account. My only trade was right here. I shorted my entire account at 10,035, and I bought it back at 86. I could have made a much bigger trade if I waited till around 8,000 to 76, but that was still a very strong net gain. So that was 16.3% on Coinbase. My BitMEX main account was 16.2, and then my high risk was 47.4. So my high risk strategy has already been migrated to my main. That's why my main is already doing very well for this month. We're only 1 day in, and I'm up over 12%. Because I'm migrating what I was experimenting on with my high risk account onto my main account. That's why I had separate accounts, so I could do a little bit of testing. But seeing that it went so well in August and September, I'm going to go ahead and migrate that to my main account. The position sizing was exactly the same. So this account had a lower account balance, but I was using higher leverage, so my positions were exactly the same. So it was basically a 1-to-1 mimic of how I would trade on my main account. But I was using far less capital. That's why I had to use a higher leverage. And then Sticky was trading on Deribit, so they do their accounts differently. You have one account for Bitcoin and one account for Ethereum. His Bitcoin account net gain was 8.67, and his Ethereum account net gain was 39.15. So as I said earlier, you can see his profit factor matches his net gain. He's doing very well on Ethereum, so he should continue that into October. But yeah, guys, I'll have this made into a nice graphic, or we're just going to make a page on the website, and I'm going to have all this put on the website so you guys can scroll through our metrics in a nice, clean way. And yeah, so if any of you guys are looking at these numbers and you think they're way too high, or you think we're lying about anything, you can feel free to join the Discord. We have API that monitors our trades. There's really nothing to lie about. I post all my trades at the exact moment I take them, and I live stream half the stuff I talk about, or half the trades that I take are talked about on stream one way or another. So it's very hard for people to question our integrity. But we do have people occasionally try to. But all right, now for the fun part. We're going to go through all of our trades that we took for September. Obviously, we're not going to remember them 100%, but we're going to show you the charts of kind of what we were doing. Let me pull up the Discord as well so I can run through these and see exactly what I was doing. Okay, so this was a high risk. This was on my high risk account. This was a long. The reason why I did not get stopped out on the move down is because I hedged it. I hedged it on the way down. That's why this looks so weird. So I was looking for a long on this bounce. I got a lot of drawdown, but the drawdown was minimized because I was taking a short, I believe, on the way down. So once it recovered, I closed on that pullback. This is Sticky's trade. Do you remember this one at all?
That first one was it started out as a knife catch, at towards the end of August, but I closed the position in September. So you'll see, if you're able to pull a chart up a few days back, you'll see that kind of nasty wick we had from 190 all the way down to 160. And then as soon as the pivot formed, I got into a trade and just held it through
What date was that?
through
Was
the
that
accumulation.
September 3rd? Let's take a look. Yeah, so this was a really good close. You can see that he closed on this bull flag right when it started to distribute. And if he didn't close, he would have lost all of his profit. It pulled back to the downside.
But you had a pivot flip, and then you had accumulation above the pivot, and then you also had the E to E.
Yep.
On the E.
All right, let's see here. This was a losing trade. Let me see. This was a high risk account. I was using this to hedge my long, I believe. I traded the breakdown here. I think this was overnight. I think that's why I did not close for a profit. Let me see, what time was this? Yeah, this was overnight. So this trade was taken at like 2 a.m. I believe. So I didn't take the profit on that move down because most likely I was sleeping. So we got stopped out on the way up. Let's take a look. This one I believe was a loss as well. Yeah, this was a loss as well. So this one I believe I was going for a short of this move here when we failed this level. But I late shorted here. I took a short way too late. I should have waited for the pullback to the level. You can see the Momo was definitely losing steam. I think what I was doing here was I was looking for the cross of the Momo. So the Momo looks like it was getting ready to cross the midline. But this is a perfect example of my losing trades and why I lose the ones that I do. Because this one, the OTS is white, meaning it's bullish, and we're bouncing off of a pivot here, and the Momo's bullish. So I'm not entirely sure what my thought process was behind shorting this, but I definitely paid the price for shorting that. Here's another one of Sticky's trades. This was also a losing trade. Do you remember what happened on this one?
That one I was playing an E to E as well, and I had my stop below the trail.
Oh, I see what you're going for. Yeah, you were going for this E to E from like 178 to 190, and then it flipped on you with the pivot. I got you. Yeah.
So I had that first trade close out, and then I played another trade for the E.
This actually looked like a
And
really
this one
good
got
short
stopped.
once you got stopped.
Yeah.
I could probably pull this up. When is this? This is September 5th. Let's take a look. Yeah, this actually was a beautiful flip. Or hold on, that's August? Where's September? Yeah, so this actually did go down all the way down to 165. So if he would have flipped it, his stop loss, that would have been a really good test of this pivot. You can see this pivot right here got tested beautifully. So the EDE failed, and then it came down and tested that pivot. This was a good trade, just didn't go his way. It looked really good. The Momo was bullish. He was above a pivot here. It was entering the cloud. Very common for the Ethereum 4-hour to edged E to E, edge to edge. So he was looking for that 190 as his take profit. Next trade here was one of mine. Let's take a look. Let me pull this up. This was just a standard Dragonfly failure of a level. I shorted this on my high risk account, and then I took profit once we started to bounce off this lower level. Very standard trade, nothing too crazy about it. This was another one of mine. I took a loss. I tried to short the breakdown of this trend. It actually ended up being a ascending triangle, and I lost that trade. So I thought that this was going to roll over and break this trend line. I did not wait for confirmation, and I paid the price. So this is a perfect example of why you wait for confirmation. And and it bounced up and it stopped me out. This is another one of Sticky's Ethereum trades.
So basically that's a few days after I got stopped out on the first or the second trade I took, and then it retests the pivot, wicks up, accumulates for a bit, and then I played the sort of breakout of that accumulation upwards, and then I would have kept holding it, but I was watching the Fed meeting with Powell talk, and he was pretty bearish on crypto. And then if you bring up a chart around that time frame, you'll see pretty much right after Powell's done talking, it almost fully retraces.
That is on September 6th, I believe. When is that? September 6th. Yeah, so this is this move here, I believe. And then it fails downward. Is that the move?
My pivot's different than yours on the hourly. I'm using a Bitstamp.
Oh yeah, that's Bitstamp, yep. ETHUSD. Yeah, so there it is. It bounces off the pivot, pushes up. You have that other pivot form, and then it nukes downward. You actually have a beautiful bear div here too on the 1 hour. The 1 hour Momo gave you a bear div, and then you failed downward because of that bear div. It was a good take profit. You would have lost all of your gains. Here's another one of my trades. This was a very standard Ichimoku play. I was looking at a short of the baseline. The trail was also giving you 4 sell signals here. So I took a short right when it started to fail that baseline in the trail, right on that doji. And then I just took profit once we hit that pivot. Basically the same thing here. I took a short off the failure of the Tenkan line once we failed that pivot. You can see the pivot formed way back here. You had these failures of the baseline and the trail, and then we popped up. You failed that pivot. I took a short, and then it was kind of a little bit of a late short, and I ended up taking profit a little early on this one. Or actually, no, I didn't. I'm sorry. I took this picture late, so I actually took my short probably around the break here, and then of that pivot, and then I took profit on that level there, right on the flat cloud. So I took profit for 2.08. So I actually did hit my target there. Let's see. Oh, at the same time of me taking that first trade, I was actually in a short, and I closed, or sorry, in a long. So that was a hedge trade, and I closed my long side of that hedge, right where I closed my short. Let's see. Okay, so this one, I was in a short. Once we broke the, once we failed the baseline and the Tenkan line here, you can see your OTS was black on the 3 hour, which was my main strategy during September. So once we started to show some bearish strength, I shorted. I took profit for 33% on this lower level here once we started to wick. And then I looked for another, hold on, did I close these all at the same time? I believe I did. Okay, yeah, I closed all 3 of these at the same time. I just, I pushed them out so they weren't blocking the price action. So I actually closed a third of it on that first wick, I believe. And then I closed another third on that level there. And then I closed another third once we started to retrace. This is one of Sticky's options trades, I believe.
You'll have to bring up the trend spider chart. I was basically buying options on the break of
this one here,
the wedge here.
Yeah, so he was looking at buying calls on the break of this wedge. And this one, I believe, had a 44% profit. This one had a 130% profit. This one had a 211% profit. Okay, so here is another one of my trades. This was a short, which I also made 1.8% of my account in funding during this short. So this was a long-term short. I looked for that failure of that pivot. I shorted once we started to retrace, and then we came all the way down to that blue pivot. Once we started to bounce the blue pivot, I closed my short for about a 4% gain. Hey man, we're just going over all of our trades that we took in September. We're doing a little monthly report. Let's see, this trade was... This was another short. I took a short of the break, or sorry, the failure of the cloud here. Once we started to push below the Tenkan line here, I took a short. I took a, let's see, 25% I believe here. No, sorry, 25% here at 9,800. And then I closed this piece on a $100 trail. So I missed a pretty good chunk of profit during this wick. I had a take profit at 98, and then I had a $100 trail for the remaining. So not a huge gain on this trade, even though it was a really good short. It definitely retraced on me a little too fast. But we did take a 2.23 net gain on that trade. Let's see. This was a long hedge, so I was hedging. I was hedging one of my shorts. So I closed for a small 0.5% loss on that hedge. This was a standard short. I was looking for a failure of the 50 EMA along with the Momo being completely bearish. So I took a short. My stop loss was above this wick here, and then I just let it run all the way down to my take profit around 95. We took a 3% profit. Let's see. This was another short. That was the same trade as the last one. This was 35%. The previous one was 65%. So I closed a small piece during that first pullback. Let's see. This one was just a standard long. I tried to long for a breakout here, but once it started to fail, I stopped out for a small loss. I was looking for a continuation of this uptrend. The uptrend failed. This is one of Sticky's trades.
So you can see buyers stepping in on that second sort of move down. You can see the divergence on the Momo, and then I took profit when you started to see the momentum shift in the other direction.
Yeah, you have a massive bull div here. This is a small 5-minute scalp. This is a perfect example of using the Momo for your divs. You have a massive move down, gives you a bull div. He took an entry on that bull div, popped up. You can see a bear div coming in, and then he took profit once the momentum was shifting. That's actually a really big move. That's a 6.27% move.
Yeah, that was the one Bitcoin trade, one of two that I had, and it was 2x leverage, so that's where the 12% came from.
Yeah, this was a massive trade. Let's see. This one was just a standard long off the pivot. I longed the test of the pivot, and I took profit for a nice little 3% gain there. This was, let's see. This was a short of the trail. So I shorted once you hit the trail and started to fail. And then sadly, if you looked at this on a chart, this was actually a pretty bad trade because I had a $100 trail. It bounced up $115, I believe, stopped out my trail, and then it nuked downward to like 7,600.
Bitcoin's getting some milk if you're in a position.
Oh, nice. Bitcoin looks really good here. I need to log back into my main account. Give me a second. Man, I thought about closing my short there. But I didn't. I was doing the report. I am net long here, pretty heavy though. So this is really good. This is exactly what we wanted to see. But let me hurry up and finish this monthly report before this thing takes off. Let's see. Yeah, so this trade, this is right before Bitcoin nuked down to like 76. It stopped out my trail by $10, so that sucked. This was a standard just pivot play. You had a double pivot here. You have a small Bulldog. It's a triple-legged Bulldog. You can see the momentum shifted 100% bullish, and then I took a long, and then it gave me instant gratification, shot up immediately, and I took profit. Here was just a standard short. I once it broke the low, I shorted, and then you can see here, it continued downward almost immediately. Massive bearish strength on the Momo. You broke the pivot. Everything was bearish here. Really standard, just a break of a level. This was a long that I had open. Oh, sorry, this was a short that I closed earlier in that same move down. So same move down. I closed a piece of my short during the break of that pivot. Once he started to pull back. I'm not sure why I got scared there, but I closed a little early. This one was standard pivot play. I bought the pivot, and then I closed for a profit once we started to turn black here on the OTS. This was a perfect trade. This is an example of just using the OTS properly. You had the pivot form. I got in on the pivot, and then I closed when the OTS was telling me that I was getting bearish. This one was actually a losing trade, sadly. It popped up and stopped me out, and then it went and hit my target. So I had a 50% target at 161, and then a remaining target down at the pivot. So it actually stopped me out for 1%, and then we hit my target. Same thing here, just a standard break of the pivot. Let me pull it up. Let me see. Yeah, this was a standard break of the pivot. I took a long, and then I took profit once we started to wick the trail here for a nice little 5.6% gain. This is another one of Sticky's trades. Looks like just a standard breakout trade.
Yeah, I think so.
This was a Bulldog, I think it looks like. Bulldog, break of the dojis. You put your stop loss below the dojis. This is on Ethereum. Yeah, we both took this trade. This was a trade that we were buying the lows, and then it just gave us an instant move up.
Yeah.
This one. Oh yeah, this was that scam wick. I had a short at 80. This was my main hedge for my big trade, and I had a trigger to close the short and go long at 83.50. It scam wicked me, and then it retraced all the way down to like, I think this was like 79 or something. So that sucked. But I took a short once we started to break downward. I didn't take a short immediately when I should have. I should have taken the short right when I got scam wicked out. But I waited a little bit. Once it gave me some bearish strength, you can see the OTS was black. The Momo was bearish. I took a short when we broke the pivot, and then I took profit when we started to bounce. This trade I actually went over on stream. We had that buy pressure coming in. You saw that pivot. Once the pivot flipped, I took the long, and I took profit right when we started to pull back here. This actually was a little early, so my next trade, I had it triggered to go long on a break of 180. So once we broke 180, I took profit on this massive bear div here on the 5-minute for a nice little 2% gain. And then yeah, that's it. That was my Coinbase trade. I shorted my entire, or I went into cash at 10,000, and I bought back into Coinbase at 86.
I'm still flat as well on my cash, so.
But that is it, guys. That is the monthly report for September. I will have all this information posted on our website probably within a week. So keep an eye on that. I'll let you guys know on Twitter when that's live. But yeah, here's all our data. If you want to take a look at it, you can pause the video if you're watching the VOD. That is our September report. Let me make sure I have that saved. And all right, we're gonna get back to our normal stream again. Moon, you're probably not still here, but I'm gonna go over it for you anyway, just in case you are, and you can watch the VOD. You were asking for the NASDAQ 100 on the 5-minute. Let me take a look. I know that was a while ago. I do apologize. NASDAQ 5-minute looks really good. You're almost forming a bulldog. You have a double bottom into a curved back. If you pop up during tomorrow's open and start to pull back around like 77.20, you could look for a nice little long entry there. You have a beautiful double bottom here. So looks like you're finding support. I would just look for a pop and a pullback, and then you could enter on that pullback, or a break of the resistance would be good as well. If I missed anything else, guys, I do apologize. You can post it again on chat. Let's see. I think that's it. I don't think I missed anything. But if I did, feel free to repost it. I wish I would have closed my short there, but we were a little distracted. All good. It's only 1%. I'm still net long anyway. Still net long.
Yeah, I only took trades on FTX. Didn't take anything on there.
Yeah, so this 15-minute bull div played out beautifully. The 5-minute bull div played out as well.
I think it will continue up. There's not a lot of sell volume here.
This is literally like half my trades that make me easy money. Bull div, flip a pivot. It's just so simple.
Yeah, I think those are at least 2 or 3 of my trades on ETH.
You just look for the momentum shift on the Momo. You look for the confirmation on the OTS. Like, guys, I know I'm biased. We made these indicators, but the Momo and the OTS combination makes trading fucking stupidly easy. I was just telling Sticky that earlier today. I've been trading so actively the past few months because I've just found this. I've found a combination that works. Like the Momo OTS, when they're you can see the power of the momentum of the Momo divs here. You had a 5-minute div on Bitcoin, nuked up. You had a 5-minute div on Ethereum, went up. You had a 15-minute div on Ethereum, it went up. The Momo finds divs faster. They're more accurate than any other oscillator you're going to use. You guys have any questions about anything we just went over, or just anything with Bitcoin, Ethereum, stocks? Just let me know. Looking really good, man. We flipped long on Ethereum. I'm only half size. I could have actually. I'm gonna see how the next pullback. Does. If the next pullback flips this pivot, I'll probably go full size on Ethereum. Because this has already given me one of my favorite setups. Bull div, flip of a pivot. We could easily target this pivot here, or this pivot here. The OTS is shifting white. That's a really good sign. We want to see the momentum start to shift bullish. If you guys are wondering why I have the trend line turned off on the Momo, it's because I've been testing a strategy with just the histogram and the OTS, and the trend line is not necessary for this strategy. The trend line is still extremely helpful. I still have it turned on my other charts. It's just not turned on this chart because this current strategy doesn't require it. Were you about to say something?
Oh no, I was just gonna let them know that if anyone's on FTX and in the battle royale, I'm just gonna post my link so you guys can see how I'm doing in that competition.
Yeah, he's competing in the battle royale. I can't compete, sadly, due to my freedom. But I can sit back and watch, I guess. They're lucky I can't compete. I would probably be destroying half of them already. I'm already up 12%. What's the number one guy up?
Total PNL forward trades 122%.
Okay, I wouldn't be winning.
It's up to 10x leverage.
Oh, okay, that's probably why. They're probably degen trading. I'm literally using like 1x, 2x, 3x.
Yeah, I've gone max 3x so far.
So what's the deal? Like if this is a cool ass background, by the way. This thing's sick. What's the deal with staking? If they stake you, they get like a percentage of your P&L, don't they?
Something like that, I believe. So I didn't even look into it because I don't plan on staking anybody. I wouldn't suggest anyone stake either. It's kind of like
Stakes it's like follow trading basically.
it's kind of like follow trading. I think you get a percentage of the P&L on the trades.
Yeah, it really sucks. I do want to get involved in this exchange, but can't do it. What's funny is they wanted me to fucking they didn't talk to me directly, but I had somebody talk to me for them. They wanted me to shill the battle royale and do a lot of advertising and stuff, but I'm a US citizen, so can't really do anything. I turned them down anyway, because they're a new exchange. I don't really like shilling new exchanges. But yeah, if that's run by Alameda, they're definitely legit.
Yeah, no, and the liquidity is it's there, so it's not like you'll run into any.
Well, they're probably market making their own exchange.
Oh, exactly. That's exactly what they're doing. They have their own exchange token as well, so.
Yeah.
Because there's consistently like 50 plus Bitcoin walls going up and down.
Got some decent sell pressure coming in. You already have a 5-minute pivot coming in. Probably pull back to like 83.40-ish. You have a bear div as well. You have a bull div turning instantly into a bear div. That's pretty funny. You can see the bull div here turning instantly into a bear div. $50 minutes pretty clean. You have massive sell pressure coming in there. You see the wicks getting pushed down. I want to see how it reacts to this upper pivot here. The 1 hour has not flipped yet either. The 1 hour gave you a buy signal on the last candle. You're still in this like really big resistance zone. That's why I have this marked. This is massive resistance. That's why we've been distributing basically the entire time we're in that zone. Oh yeah, and the Discord trial, guys, I'm gonna be working on that all tonight. So the website will have that ready by tomorrow. So I'll be pushing that on Twitter. So if any of you guys are waiting for that Discord trial to be ready, just keep an eye on my Twitter. My Twitter's at the top of the screen. Make sure you follow that for the announcement, and then I'll let you guys know when it's ready. Should be either late tonight or early tomorrow.
All right, but I'm a head out. I'm going to go to the gym before I get to pack.
I'm actually about to head out as well, so perfect timing. But all right, guys, I'm gonna call it on stream. I appreciate you guys being here for the monthly report. I know it probably was a little boring, but you guys should do a lot of that for yourselves as well. Measure all your metrics, keep track of your wins, your losses. Look at what you need to do better. But all right, guys, I'll be back to our normal stream tomorrow, 3 p.m. Eastern. If you guys want to check me out, come by around that time. All right, guys, you guys have a good night. Peace out.
Later, boys.